I've been looking forward to this for a long time. Let's get into it. Several months ago, they reached out to me with an email saying, hey, we've got this new Creality Falcon2 22-watt laser coming out. Would you be interested in reviewing it? And yeah, of course. I have a Creality CR10 that I use all the time for 3D printing, things around the shop, things around the house, you name it. The other day, this arrived, and I was super excited. As you can see, the box is already open, but I haven't gone through it. I wanted to do that on camera. This is a 22-watt laser. It comes with integrated air assist that you can control via light burn. And the best part is, it's already assembled. So you could be up and running in just a matter of minutes. So let's get into this box and let me show you what it comes with. Let's get into this. Some instructions. We got some materials. The laser module itself, kind of beefy. Put that aside. Here's the air assist. And as you can see, there's no separate power cord. This plugs right into the side of the machine from what I've seen. And glasses, but you know, I already got those. And let me take this big part out here. Let me get to the good stuff here. So as you can see, hopefully, look at that. It's already assembled. All right, so let me get this on the desk, get rid of the box, and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's quickly go through the parts. Get that coiled up. Okay, so we've got the rotary attachment here. This is, like I said, the air assist, a really beefy power supply, the laser module, various tools here, legs, leg extensions. So basically all we have to do is put the legs on, hook up the power supply, hook up the air assist, and boom, she's ready to go. One thing I really noticed right away is that the cable management, cord management's all done for you, and it's very slick and very tucked away, which is nice. Some of the other ones that I've seen, you know, you got to manage all the cords and all of that. So this is great. So let's get some feet installed, get the laser module done, and let's move it over to where we're going to do our tests. Okay, that's done. Let's just check the belts. Yep, they're already pre-tensioned. Don't have to do anything with that. But there is an adjustment here where you loosen the screw, and there's a nut under here that you can adjust that tightness with. All right, so I just got it setting up on top of my CNC. So this plug here for the air assist just plugs in right here. Okay, so that will power it. It also has rubber feet on the bottom to dampen the vibration. Okay, take that cap off, and then we're just going to put the air hose on. Okay, and that's all it is for setting up the air assist. It looks like there's a filter right here, so keep an eye on that here in Arizona. So the laser module is here. Like I said, it's pretty hefty. It's got a light to show you when it's got the air enabled. It's got a fire detection, and when the lens is dirty. Always make sure that keep the lens clean. If it does get dirty, a little bit of alcohol on a Q-tip will clean that up. Loosen. Okay. This is going to, and it's got some little Velcro straps right here. I'm going to get those off. Okay, so now this cord goes in here on the side. Okay. And then we can just strap it there, and that comes out. And those go in there like that. And then that air port is right here. Just gonna get that installed. Okay, let's move it out to the maximum. Then we can use these little Velcro straps here. We can get these Velcro pieces here to keep it all nice and neat. Okay. So now we just need to plug it in, plug it up to the computer. Man, that was fast. Alrighty, so we got the power hooked up here. It's got a really nice USB cable that came with. It's a cloth sheathing on it rather than just the standard plastic, and it uses a USB-C. So we just plug that right in there. It's got a key for safety, and it's got the emergency stop here in the front. So yeah, so there's a couple of different ways that you can connect to it. You can just use a standard SD card right here. You can hook it up to your computer, which is what I've done. You can just simply put the key in, turn it on, make sure that is in the up position, and there we go. Okay, you can see here the air is blinking because it's not running, and the fire in the lens is green, so that is good. So next thing I need to do is I need to put the enclosure on top of it, and then since this is going to be a new laser to me, every time I always run a check to see, you know, the settings that I have in Lightburn, are they going to work for this? So let's get the enclosure installed, and then let's run a test. Alrighty, so let's get this added to Lightburn. So we're going to go to Devices, just hit Find My Laser. Alrighty, so it's found it. Hit Add Device. I'm going to change it to Creality Falcon2. And it's automatically put in the working parameters of 400 by 415 millimeters. I'm going to uncheck Auto Home. I like to do that by myself. Alrighty. And now it's ready. And now we just got to load up the test file. Okay, so this is our little focuser. So we're just going to put that here, drop it to let rest on it, and then just tighten these down. Okay, and you can see here that it's got the different thicknesses of wood that you're going to cut depending on, you know, for the focal. So 1 to 3 millimeters, 4 to 6, and greater than 6. So this is 1/8 inch, so just a little bit over 3 millimeters, but I think it should be okay. All right, so I've got it test firing, and now I just need to move it over to where that center spot is, and it shut off, but I think I got it before it did that. So now we're going to just hit run. All right, let's take a look and see how she did. Cut it out. That's a good sign. All righty, let's see how we did here. It almost cut through. Okay, so we line this up. If you've ever watched any of my other videos, we're just going to line it up and get the lowest number. So it looks like 15 milliseconds per 15 millimeters per second at 2 passes. That's the lowest number, so that's the number we need to go with. And then if we look here, you know, that's, man, that went deep on those. Wow. So I don't think I've got any engraving on here. It's just cutting on this project that I'm going to do. So anyway, so yeah, I think that's good. So we know that we need to make our settings in Lightburn 2 passes at 15 millimeters per second. All right, so here's what we're making today. It's turned horizontal or vertical. It'll be hung horizontal. It's a series of 6 layers of 1/8" plywood, and each layer, if I can turn them off and show you, each layer consists of a different grouping of trees. First layer that we're going to cut here is the outline of a mountain, and then I will just turn each layer on and off to output, and for each one that I make. So when I go to cut that one, you know, the mountain will be off and it'll be layer 2. So anyway, hopefully that makes sense. I won't bore you with sitting through all of the laser cutting, but I'll show you some highlights, and then we will get back together when we go ahead and put it, you know, glue it up. But first we're going to stain each layer maybe a different color. So anyway, let's get started. Okay, so these turned out really well, and I'm really surprised at how fine of a detail that laser was able to get. I mean, it's good and bad in this case because it's so thin and so flimsy, but I do need to kind of sand it a little bit to get some of the scorch marks off. So what I've done is I put it back together. Let's see if I can do this again. Let's see, there. So what I'm going to do is on the back, just to kind of hold it together, just going to like tape it back up, and then that'll allow me to do a better job at staining and sanding it, because I'm worried that I would break the trees because of how thin they are. So I'm just going to tape them up, and then I'll get to sanding. Okay, that should do it. That should hold it down flat enough for me to sand it. So, all right, I'm going to do the rest of them off camera, and then I'll be back and we'll get these all sanded up and start staining. Alrighty, it's time to glue it up, and I think what I'm going to do is glue the top layer, you know, add some pieces here, but then where I know the tree's going to contact the back of the layer below it. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on that. And instead of using traditional wood glue, I'm going to use some Starbond medium, just because I think it'll speed up the process, and I won't get as much squeeze out. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping. So let's give it a go. This is all right, let's try this one. Looks like I've got some on the left side here, under these big leaves here, and maybe some thin spots. I'll probably do that afterwards. And then looks like in here. So let's be gentle. Okay, I changed the tip out, so hopefully I can get a little bit more control. Alrighty, last layer. Alright, so this tree's got some coverage. And it looks like this branch here, I can go against that, but the rest are free floating, so. Okay. I'm super happy with the way that this turned out, and I'm so impressed with how precise the laser is and how thin it got. I mean, some of these trees are very, very thin, and the branches off of that tree are super thin, and just the detail that it was able to get, it's incredible. For the project itself, if I were to do it again, I probably wouldn't do trees that thin, even though the laser can do it. It was too thin, and it was very fragile in the way that it stacks. If there's not a tree behind it to support it and you can glue it, you're not gonna, it's got a good chance of breaking. So anyway, so this part of it turned out well. Let's talk about the laser engraver itself. So again, it's a 22-watt laser. It is a 400 by 415 working area. You can see this is 8 by, I think this was 15, something like that. So it can do a pretty large size project. It come assembled, so that was amazing. How many laser engravers do you see, or 3D printers that are fully assembled? So that was a great feature. I really like the integrated air assist. All I have to do is program it in Lightburn, and it turns it on and off, and I don't have to worry about remembering to turn on the air assist. So that was great. One negative, and it's a very, very small negative, and it really is the only negative I can find in this, is, again, I like having that when it's framing, I like having the automatic where it comes up and gives me a little light to go in there. The workaround is in Lightburn, just to do a fire button at 1%, and that works fine. So like I said, it's just an extra step, but really that's the only negative I can say about this thing. Everything else has been really, really great. I've really enjoyed it. I look forward to doing more projects, and I will. It came with this assembly here that allows you to do cups and mugs and thermoses and all kinds of things as a rotary. So I'm going to be doing some of that next video. I also want to try out the feature where on some sort of metal, I've got to look into this more, where the laser, depending on the temperature or the percentage of power, it'll have a different color. So you can actually color on metal with the laser. Crazy. So I'm looking forward to that. But I think that's going to wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed it. And, you know, if you did, give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel and you want to see more videos on this coming up, make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a comment down, check out this video here to see other things like that. And actually you can subscribe down there. So until next time, I wish you and your family a blessed day. Thank you.